Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lauren and this is my Allotment YouTube channel. This is also episode 6 of Teabreak Tuesday, and what a week really. So starting off, I wanted to touch on the awfully sad news of losing Steve at Green Side Up. I mean, who didn't watch his YouTube videos, really? I think everybody in the gardening community did. He was an absolute font of knowledge, a great gardener, easy to watch. Yeah, and I think from the gardening community, I think we've all felt it, really, in all honesty. And, you know, never met Steve, but it still touches you, and the story is sad, and you think of his family and his wife, who I believe he married recently just before he passed. Yeah, so really sad, really. I found out by watching Tony C. Smith on YouTube, who is a good friend of Steve's, and gosh, watching that video was so hard. It was so raw, and I really feel for Tony. But having said that, one of the things that Tony said was that Steve would just want us to carry on gardening, and I think that's really motivated me this week. You know, we're all lucky to still be here gardening, so absolutely seize the opportunity, and that's what I've done. So this past week, I was rushing towards the end of my last video that I posted. My other half needed to come away from the allotment for something, that sort of thing. So I was rushing. We put the polytunnel up and didn't quite weigh it down how I wanted to at that point, but I knew it was only temporary. We were going to come back and weigh it down. However, what I then didn't say on YouTube was that we were then going away for the weekend. We were going camping. And the weather forecast was great. Beautiful sunshine. That's what we had. But what I hadn't noticed on the weather forecast, and really it wasn't that bad, but we were staying in a tent. A polytunnel is quite similar to a tent in the way that they're made. So we were in that tent, and the tent was flapping around from the wind, and I just kept thinking, I hope that polytunnel is still up, because we'd put it up as per the manufacturer's instructions, but as we all know from the last story, it needs to be weighed down a little bit more than that, and it needs a little bit more reinforcement. So yeah, I came home, unpacked the car really quickly, chucked a load of washing in the washing machine, and I was like, I need to get to that allotment and I need to check it. And driving to the allotment, it's not far, but I was just, every scenario was going through my head. You know, the polytunnel's in the garden next door, it's collapsed, it's fine, it's not fine, what happens if it's not okay, I'm not going to replace it again. So yeah, you will need to see. Oh, actually, I did put on Instagram, I was going to say you need to wait until Friday's video, but I did put on Instagram, the polytunnel is still up, so I won't tease you that long. But yeah, it was still up, and the relief driving around that corner was insane. So yeah, something was on my side and kept that polytunnel absolutely perfect. I mean, it hadn't even moved an inch, and I don't know how, but it hadn't. So yeah, so that will come on Friday's video, and you can see it and have a look inside the polytunnel. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers for Friday's video because I've already filmed so much of it. But yeah, so that was that. And then I went to allotment yesterday. I spent a lot of time there yesterday, actually. It was lovely. Makes a difference when the weather's nice. There was nothing sort of negative to go up to. But yeah, so that was good fun. But my plan for this week, for the rest of this week, whether you see it in Friday's video or whether I do it after Friday, I'm not sure. But it's definitely to get the last of my sort of seed sown to date. So everything that I need to sow to date, which is pretty much everything, I think. Now we're sort of just about to go into June. So I want to get that all in the ground. just get going really. I don't have loads of bed space left in terms of like completely empty beds. I've got the one area with weed suppressant on it, and that's pretty much it now, in terms of what's completely empty. But I'll then start looking at interplanting and things like that. But I mean, I haven't had that much growing up to this point, so I've not really struggled for space. Everything's sort of new. I've been able to pretty much put in its own bed. But yeah, we'll be looking at interplanting next, definitely, after this next batch of seeds. But yeah, so everything is going okay. It's probably a bit late for sweet corn, I don't know, but I'm going to just give it a try. I think even if I can get it to germinate, I'll class that as a win this year, and that'll be my test, just to get sweet corn to germinate, and then next year I'll plant it. I think they say by the end of April, but it's been so cold, so you know, sweet corn won't grow and it won't germinate if the ground's cold, so can't win really. And I think it's 14 weeks in the ground growing, and 14 weeks to take us now, I think, until the first week in October, I think, will it? But anyway, it'd take us right to the cusp of sort of when you harvest sweet corn. So yeah, we'll just see. I'll just see. And then yeah, I don't know what else I need to grow. Pumpkins. They should probably be in now. I don't know. I haven't even looked at those dates. I've got a spreadsheet on my laptop that I keep a list of everything, sort of when it should be planted indoors, outdoors, when it should be moved outdoors if it was sown indoors, and when it should be harvested and all of that sort of thing. So I need to catch up on that really, because a lot has changed since the last time I did that spreadsheet. So I need to catch up, see where I'm at, see what else needs to go in the ground. I've only done one lot of potatoes so far, and I don't know when like the last lot of potatoes go in. Again, that'll be on my spreadsheet. But I will probably only do sort of the first batch, the ones that are in the ground now, and then one second batch, and that'll be it. Probably the ones that you then like dig up for Christmas type thing. And that'll be it for my potatoes this year. But looking at the potato, like not flowers, but leaves that I've got at the minute, I think they're doing really well. So hopefully I'll get a lot of potatoes. And then, I've met a lot of new people at the allotment this week. A lot of people have shown up when I've been there, sort of in the evenings and things like that, which is quite nice, because I was starting to see like the same people going at the same time every day, but I think people are coming down now in the evenings to water their plot and things like that. People that haven't had to sort of tend to it over winter when I've been there. And then the allotment next to me, so not the one that I share the path with, but the one the other side, so next to the blue fence. The people that had that one gave it up. I showed you in a previous video, they told me that I could go and take anything I wanted, and I didn't take anything in the end. But the new owner came down yesterday whilst I was there, so that was lovely, to introduce myself to her. And she was like, oh, I'm going to get the weeds down as soon as possible. I was like, it's okay, it's fine. Like, yes, they are encroaching on my plot, but you've just taken over, so it's fine. Obviously, I didn't say that, but, you know, it's all good. But yeah, and I've met loads of other people as well, and it's just really nice. People that sort of didn't come down over winter, and then they were like, oh gosh, yeah, I remember what that plot looked like last year actually, and then they've come down this year and it looks completely different because I took it on in September. So yeah, it's made all the hard work worth it. I think I'm starting to feel now like I'm catching up with the other plot holders. I'm never going to be where they're at when they've had their plot for 3 years and they've tended to it the entire time and that sort of thing. I won't be there this year. But you know, next year I'll be one of the people that didn't have to start all over in winter. God, I'm going to get that ground covered this year. That is for certain. Every inch of that ground is going to be covered over winter unless I've got something in. But yeah, so it's just been nice. There's a real sense of community. It's good fun. There was some wood delivered. We've used that this week, which you'll see. I feel like I'm right waffling this week. But there's a lot to say. There's a lot to catch up on. I found a golf ball on my allotment this week, and I'm like, was it kids playing and the golf ball has ended up in my allotment, or was it foxes like playing with a golf ball? I don't know. But yeah, I've given everything a good feed, which again I'll discuss in Friday's video. I'll show you what I bought, what I'm using. Is there anything that I've learnt this week? One thing that I've learnt is don't try and put netting over stuff when it's windy, because it's so stressful. You can never have enough netting. And then yeah, I don't know that I've learnt anything as a like particular fact this week. Probably that sweet corn needs 14 weeks to grow. Probably didn't know that before. I knew it was quite a while, but I didn't know that. Oh, I need to get carrots in as well. Carrots into the ground. Apologies, my washing machine's about to take off if you can hear it in the background. But yeah, so I think I'll leave that there really. I try to keep these videos short and sweet, but just give you a bit of an idea of what I've been up to, what my plans are this week, and maybe what's to come in Friday's video. I think I've done all of those things. But yeah, just a bit of a reflective video really, and I need to go and get my spreadsheet. So I hope you've enjoyed your brew whilst you've been watching. I hope you have all had a lovely week, or are going to have a lovely week. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what your jobs are this week. I love to see what other people are up to, see if there's anything that I've forgotten. And then yeah, otherwise I will catch you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.